administration in Rivers. So for me, it's quite sad that things are this way.
Professor Aaron, who is the head Department of Political Science, University of Port Harcourt, expressed regret that various governments have neglected the rural area in the developmental plan.
If you really mean to govern the state, development should be decentralized. Roads should be built in rural areas, and when that is done, there's a whole lot of benefits that come with it. For instance, transportation of goods, from the rural area to urban areas will make easy. When the roads are good, you realize that the transporter will charge less, and one way or the other, it will impact on the kind of prices the way things are sold in rivers, even in urban centers. We have rural areas that are completely forgotten, and then you see some people that come to concentrate on Port Harcourt or maybe Obiakpo as a local government to develop.
He also blamed the situation on the quality of people that have governed the state.
There are conditions that are conducive to private sector investment, and I think for those conditions appear to be lacking in Rivers State. Our politics has been too much crisis prone. We don't play politics the right way. There's too much conflict, there's too much crisis in Rivers politics. You realize that other places we don't do that. You realize that if politicking will come, people will do election, campaign, and after election, you realize that people tend to come together and move the paper. But in Rivers State, either it's seeking governor list, permanent fear of being unseated, or some other people are struggling constantly to unseat the person. And this pattern has been on, not just with Sinfobra.
Now, on his part, elder statesman Mr. Adam Saraiwe said the political crisis in Rivers State has made development static.
1999 politics for the public came. The state was at par with Lagos. But today, Lagos has gone far. Rivers State had a series of crises, called crises, so many crises that drag us back. Very important. And we are trying to recover from that. Lagos is expanding. And now that the new governor came and tried to compete with Lagos, he's trying to cripple him again. So we have been going up and down. We have not really seen the level of development we're supposed to have, comparing, considering our resources and the production that is taking place.
Saraiwe said the discovery of oil rather than positive impact has taken the state backward.
Our traditional occupation of fishing and farming has been destroyed. That created a lot of vacancies, a lot of that. When fishing and farming were to thrive, people go to fish, we go to farm. And so you only have very few persons in the white-collar jobs, and you see them doing well. But today, that is not the case. The oil and gas has destroyed our environment, our ecosystem, polluted our air, polluted our ground, polluted our water, and yet we don't have a replacement.
On the role played by traditional rulers in the development of their domain, the elder statesman said the 1999 constitution made it difficult for traditional rulers to play any developmental roles.
When you have no constitutional role, how can you be blamed? The constitution did not give you any room. The local government chairman, the state governors, I just carried them along, knowing the fact that our culture respect the traditional institution. There's nothing they can do by taking them to the background. But because of the culture of the people, at the local government level, the local government chairman organized them and made some provisions for them. At the state level, classified chiefs are also recognized and given some provision. That is the only way they are surviving. Maybe few of them who have one or two business. And so how will they influence government when they have no say to government?
Now, also a former chairman of Abuadra local government area, Mr. Vincent Obo, said local government areas have remained undeveloped in the last 58 years due to lack of full financial and administrative autonomy at the local government level.
Full autonomy, administrative and financial autonomy are not being granted to the local government, and the finances of the local government has not seen the light of the day. Some states still influences the administration of the local administration and the finances of the local government, thereby rendering the local government so vulnerable. Like Rivers State, as a case study, the administration of the executive governor, he has granted, even before the Supreme Court judgment, he has granted full financial autonomy and administrative autonomy.
Mr. Obu said for development to get to grassroots, anti-graft agencies must beam their searchlight on the processes that throw up chairmanship aspirants in various political parties.
You can't predict if the person has that spirit of developing the area. But when there are government institutions like EFCC, ICPC, and other institutions of government that oversee sees the utilization of these finances. If government at the center could allow these government institutions to operate freely and effectively, they will curtail that embezzlement or diversion of public funds.
Away from that, 19 passengers who were kidnapped along the Bili-Boni waterways in River State have been rescued. A statement made available on Facebook and signed by the Secretary and Palace spokesman to the Amanabo of the Souls, Elim Kalabari Darifa Christopher Braid, said the victims who had been held captive for 21 days were freed on Monday during a rescue operation carried out by the Royal Fuche Security Services, popularly known as the Amama Soldiers. The security outfit is owned by the Amanabo of the Souls, Elim Kalabari Asari Dokubo. He said out of the 20 abducted passengers, 19 were rescued alive. The 20th victim, a military officer identified as Lance Corporal Salisu Ibrahim, was not found. He was reportedly taken away earlier by the kidnappers to an unknown location and remains missing. He said following the successful rescue, Asari Dokubo addressed the press, commending the operation and emphasizing the need for stronger security measures along the region's waterways. Meanwhile, a member of the Maritime Workers Union Kola branch, Adumoba Duo Sokari, is questioning why gunboats donated to security agencies are not being used to combat rising insecurity on the waterways. Dumo Sokari spoke in an interview with correspondent Mekoto Kawa, reacting to the abduction of 13 boat passengers along the Isaka River since 6th May. He accused security agencies of using the gunboats to escort company staff and protect private interests rather than safeguarding ordinary commuters, which he said was the original purpose of the donation.
These gunboats linked to security, they are not using it to patrol the river. That is one of the major problems we are facing. Inspector General of Police and the Commissioner of Police should quickly intervene and ensure that these boats are used for which it was meant for, not to use it to escort company workers alone. The river is not safe for people. Over time, you'll be hearing of kidnapping, adoption, and all that. So we advise that the Commissioner of Police, who is now resident in this state, to quickly call on his people and know what is happening to these gunboats given to security men by the state government.
Dumo Sukari expressed concern that boat drivers and passengers continue to operate in fear due to persistent pirate attacks and appealed for the unconditional release of the abducted 13 passengers.
It has really put fear into travelers for some time now. Abile River, Cotton Channel, that place has been so volatile. There is a lot of kidnapping. Some time ago, I think somebody going to Cotton Channel was kidnapped and killed. And the people are so worried now. These kidnappers are really making things difficult for travelers, businessmen, and women. So we are calling on the government, state government, local government to quickly intervene for the prompt release of the people adopted as soon as possible.
Dumo Sokari also called on the Inspector General of the Police, Kayode Egbetoku, and the River State Commissioner of Police, Olubenga Adepoju, to intervene and ensure the safety of passengers on the waterways. Some residents of Port Harcourt also spoke to a correspondent on this.
This is our country. Sometimes I don't understand what is going on. Because for a kidnapper to call and request for ransom, at least you could have find a way. There is a way you have to get the people that call. They have phone. We do NIN and all the rest of it in order to identify the hoodlums. Then how can they use that NIN and all those numbers that they have to identify the people, all these people that is terrorizing this?
Not stop it, because somebody might travel on the road and has issue. You might travel you have issue. The alternative is putting the trust toward security men.
Even as to secure them well, then go for security. What the police they do? What all those navy they do? Let them there for the water, they secure all of them. That's the way go market, you come back house, they fear. It's a play like that. Let them find solution for us. Make everything.
Now recall that in March 2022, former Rivers Governor Nyesom Wike donated 14 gunboats to security agencies. In 2024, suspended Governor Siminalayi Fubara donated 6 surveillance boats to the Navy, and in February 2025, the Inspector General of Police Kayode Egbetoku donated 6 gunboats to the police. In the meantime, a security analyst, Charles Nkotaria, has warned that the fight against insecurity in the country may continue to face major setbacks without a clear strategy to recover firearms from criminal groups and insurgents. Nkotaria stated this in an interview with correspondent Emeka Oka while assessing the security situation nearly 2 years into President Tinubu's administration. He noted that the Tinubu administration has shown some level of commitment in tackling insecurity. He called for greater community engagement as part of effort to restore peace and stability.
There must be steps that will be able to preempt insecurity and reduce the rate of casualties. There must be steps to identify early warning signs and signals, demobilization and mopping up of the illegal firearms in circulations, and the highly proliferated firearms need to be mopped up through the use of more domestic intelligence. Domestic intelligence and real-time intelligence can only come from citizen integration. That must be enhanced to facilitate the fight against insecurity and banditry. So the government need to look in that direction on how best to integrate citizens into the security with the use of technology.
Nkotaria further revealed that over 31 of Nigeria's 36 states are currently under a military operation.
If the fight against insecurity is properly articulated in terms of creating citizen integration to combat the terrorism in the land, the insecurity is becoming so alarming. Remember, nearly 31 states of the 36 states have military operations, creating a lot of tension and over-militarization across.
Well, coming up next, President Tinubu intervenes on FCT ground rent. Stay with us. 10-day ultimatum for defaulting property owners in the Federal Capital Territory FCT to pay their alleged ground rent debt. On Monday, the Federal Capital Territory Administration started enforcing the 4,794 properties revoked for non-payment of ground rent for a period of 10 to 43 years. The FCT, the headquarters of the National Agency for the Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons, NAPTIP, Access Bank in Wuse Market, a Total petrol station in the same area, and an FIRS office in Zone 5. Following the act, the President met with Chairman of the Federal Inland Revenue Service, FIRS, Zach Adedeji, at the State House in Abuja. The meeting was after the FIRS criticized FCTA for sealing its office over the alleged non-payment of ground rent, describing the act as malicious and unprofessional. Moving on, the Rivers State Coordinator of African Women Lawyers Association, OLA, Glory Angori Ohia, has urged parents of special needs children to rise above the societal stereotype and subtle abuse of these children. Angori Ohia said this in a message to commemorate this year's Children's Day today. She encouraged parents to be proud of their children regardless of their special needs, and also to report anyone who abuses them because of their condition.
Some of the parents lock up those children for up to 6 months. The trauma, the stereotype. We're here to encourage you as an association. And if that child's right is being trampled upon by anybody or any means whatever, please let Allah know about it. So we encourage parents to be proud of their children. They need all the support they can get. They need all the love. That they are special needs children does not make them less children or less human. And I encourage the society at large to celebrate these children. Let's give them all the support that they can get.
Angorio here noted that the Child Rights Act also makes provisions for the rights of children living with disabilities. She said the association celebrates with them this year and urged everyone to celebrate children with special needs this Children's Day.
So African Women Lawyers will be celebrating children with special needs in the Child Special Needs School at Kaduna Street, D-Line, Port Harcourt. Their condition does not make them less children. Just like every other child, they have rights too. Even the Constitution recognizes that. Today, as we go to the school, we've bought things for the children. That's our way of supporting the children and our way of celebrating them and saying that we love them.
The theme for this year is Little Footsteps, Big Future. And now, away from that, indigents of Alo, known as Omoalo in Ikwere local government area of Rivers State, have donated 50 chairs to its community primary health care center as a means to support pregnant women and other patients who often struggle with limited seats during checkups in the facility. Speaking at the brief event to hand over the chairs, the chairman of Obako Alo, Dr. Mbadiwe Jeremiah, urged the health center to make proper use of the donation while assuring them that the community within its capacity remains committed to providing further assistance when necessary.
They thought it within them that is necessary to look for something to do for the health center. Alo as a community right from the beginning have been supportive to health center. Since we are not always here, if we receive any report from here of what you are lacking and it is within the reach of the Alo people, within the different organizations, we can always come in. So we thank you for your services. And these chairs should be put into proper use. And so as you use it, God will bless you.
Also speaking, the chairman of Omoalo, Goodwill Obaroko, narrated some of the challenges faced by some of the women which prompted the community's decision.
There are some things we at the community find out that will help the government and help ourselves. We know for sometimes now, our wives, our mothers, daughters are coming for antenatal. Some of them don't have chairs to sit. So we make it necessary to buy chair for the health center.
Now, in response, the facility doctor, Williams Tamunopubo, and the matron, Wala Anna, also spoke, applauding the community for its kind gesture.
I'm still saying thank you. And on behalf of the Health Center Alo, I say very big thank you because it's going to really help us and to be put to special use, definitely. I promise that. Thank Thank you so very much, Obakaolu Chairman, and everybody involved to make this happen. We are so grateful
for helping us in this issue. They have actually observed properly. Sometimes women come for antenatal or for immunization. Some of them will be standing up. It has been an issue for a long time, which we've been tabling to the appropriate quarters, and they've not been taking it serious. I want to thank earnestly from my heart to thank this group because they have actually breached this barrier we've been having here. Thank you very much. We are very, very happy today that these mothers will come and they will sit down.
In other news, the management of Nigeria Liquefied Natural Gas NLNG over the weekend gave as grant 140 million naira only to 27 successful participants of the NLNG Vibe Pitchathon competition. The 27 successful participants of the NLNG Vibes were among the 75 competitors that engaged in 2 weeks of training and mentorship in the area of business and entrepreneurship. The manager, Community Relations and Sustainable Development of NLNG, Yemi Adeyemi, advised both the successful competitors and those participants whose ideas did not fit into the NLNG Vibes initiative to make good use of the skills and knowledge they gained during the mentorship program.
What we've witnessed today is more than a competition. Telling your ideas, pitching, learning. It's a celebration of courage, creativity, and commitment. To those remarkable entrepreneurs who will eventually make it, you've shown resilience, all of you. You've shown vision and the boldness to dream. Whether you receive a grant today or you will need to go get that loan, the knowledge, skills, and networks you've acquired through the Vibes training, they are your tools and they're yours forever. They're yours to use for building lasting legacies. Please use them wisely.
On their part, the NLNG Vibes facilitator Charles Onwahiwe and Tunde Bello, one of the judges during the NLNG Vibes Pitchathon competition, also spoke on the benefit of the program to the participants and the larger society.
So we're also happy that a lot of you have learned a lot from this process, and that is what I want to say to our those who have participated in this pitching, that it's always a learning experience. The knowledge is always far better, far richer, far bigger than even what monetary value would have been. With the knowledge, you can always create the money.
The narrative will change immediately we leave here. Please take note that the most important thing you're living here with is not the actual cash, but the knowledge and the experience. I mean, some of you were pitching, it looks as if you were reading verses from the religious book. As we're living here, if you need the support of any of us.
Corresponding to Bureau reports that 2 of the participants who won the grant also promised to realize their dream business with the financial support they will have from the Pitchathon competition of NLNG Vibes.
I take it for granted. I want to also thank the facilitators, everyone that spoke to us. Starting this program was an opportunity. I want to say thank you very much. Everyone that has put in so much to bring us to this point, I want to say a very big thank you so much. I know this is just a step further to where I'm going to. And I promise you all that I'm not going to disappoint you.
I don't know where I will start. On behalf of disability with my colleague, I say thank you NLNG. When I call my fellow crepo, I say, don't see you, I don't fake. Thank God everything was able to us. And I will look our English. I will not look say this one. I will not discriminate the crepo. Glory be to God. And I thank you very much.
Corresponding reports that the Vibes Pitchathon competition was an event that marked the conclusion of the NLNG Vocational Innovation and Business Empowerment Scheme, Vibes, and the initiative is a program designed to empower young Nigerians with practical skills and resources. On the short commercial break, we come back, we'll wrap up the news. Children are among the dozens of people injured after a car rammed into a crowd at the Liverpool FC parade. 27 people were taken to the hospital and 2 suffered serious injuries, including 1 child. A 53-year-old white British man has been arrested and is believed to be the driver of the vehicle. Now that's a wrap on the news this morning. Before we go, let's have a look at the main story. Let's have a look for years on. A local security service has rescued 19 victims kidnapped along the Bonny Bile waterways. On the foreign scene, 4 children are among the dozens of people injured after a car rammed into a crowd at the Liverpool FC parade. The news was edited by Martha Okiri. To reach the news team, send an SMS or WhatsApp to 0808-721-7215. I'm Ifechukwu Mwanyeli. Many thanks for listening.
Bro, I'm really tired of being in the friend zone.
Why? She mentioned